Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, Joe Rogan.
What the fuck is going on, San Francisco? Thanks for coming, appreciate it. God damn, put your phone down, fuckface. I see you, bitch. Put your phone down. Motherfuckers. They can't use their eyes. Everybody's got to live through their goddamn phone. Woo! I'm high as fuck. Woo! Strange. I wasn't sure if I was going to do this sober. I'm like, oh, it's not the move. Not in San Francisco. I love pot, but the people that are making edibles need to slow the fuck down. Oh my God, what are you trying to do to people? I had a pot gummy bear the other day. I think we can all agree a gummy bear shouldn't be able to steal your soul. Right? What the fuck are these people making these things, man? They're not consistent. That's also part of the problem. You don't know what you're getting, because they're not making it in the same place where they make Tylenol. Some greasy dude with a Grateful Dead t-shirt on, a gray ponytail. He's got a bowl of ingredients and he can't remember whether or not he put weed in yet. This dude's time traveling, just back and forth, and just keep chucking weed in there until it looks like lawn trimmings. You eat it and it's not what you're looking for. It's not regulated. You gotta ask questions. I asked the dude at the pot store, I go, hey man, how strong are the gummy bears? He goes, that's not a unit of measurement. It's like, El Diablo. El Diablo. Oh, man. How much should I take? He goes, just the leg. Just the leg? Why are you selling whole bears? What the fuck are you trying to prove, man? They just watch you leave with that bear. They go, oh shit. They know you're not gonna die. You're gonna think you're gonna die, but everybody lives. Learn some shit. You learn some shit from scary trips. See, the thing about edibles, one of the problems with it being illegal is that a lot of us don't have a lot of information that we could use. Like, there's a difference between smoking it and eating it. When you smoke it, you get THC, but when you eat it, it's processed by your liver, and it produces something called 11-hydroxymetabolite. That's 5 times more psychoactive than THC, and it lets you talk to dolphins. This is a real moment that changed my life. I was in Hawaii, and we were on a boat, and we were fishing. We were pulling these lines behind the boat, and I was so high, I was trying to figure out which way the earth was spinning. Because I'm like, the boat's going this way, and the sun's up there, I'm like, For like 20 minutes, I'm paralyzed. So while this is all happening, these dolphins just show up. And if you've ever been around wild dolphins, they're very trippy. It's very different than you expect, because they look at you. They like check you out. They like pop out of the water and they like look at you. They're like a person, not like a fucking deer or woodchuck. They look at you like another person. Granted, I was so high I thought I was gonna die. But I'm making eye contact with these dolphins, and I start thinking, how smart are these fucking things? Because we're fishing. Dolphins eat fish, but you never catch dolphins. Ever. No one has ever gone fishing and accidentally caught a dolphin. And all I could think of, all these dolphins are like hopping through the water and looking at us and shit. I was thinking, if people lived in the water, you fucking catch them all day. Like, even have to live in the water. If cheeseburgers just floated down Geary Street, at least once a week a guy would be like, I'm taking a chance. You see him get yanked up through the clouds. Fuck, we lost Billy. The bottom of his sneakers and a puff of cloud. You don't catch dolphins on fish hooks, man. That's weird. They're around fishing all the time and like, bitch! They're fucking smart. How smart? Well, I watched a dolphin documentary and it said they have a cerebral cortex that's 40% larger than a human being's. I don't know what that means, but if you say it right and don't fuck up the words, it makes you sound smarter than you really are. I think what it means is they have big fucking brains. But like, we don't think of them as being smart because they don't do what we do, right? They don't send emails, they don't have houses. But if you lived in their world, you don't need anything. You don't need your fingers. No one's typing. They have a language that's so complex we can't understand it. All the food's free. They stay where the water's warm. I started thinking, how fucking smart are they? What if they're exactly the same as us? What if it's just some different branch of evolution? We went one way, they went the other. What if consciousness is the same? I was thinking, what if me to me is the same as me to a dolphin? The way you think of yourself when you say the word me? I was like, what if that's exactly how a dolphin feels? They're just living life through different biology, different genetics, different life experiences. But if I lived a dolphin's life, I would be him. And if he lived my life, he would be me. And then I started thinking, what if that's the case with people? What if everyone is exactly the same? We're just living life through different bodies. What if that's the secret of happiness? Treat everyone as if it's you living another life. I mean, and then I thought, God damn, how good is this weed I'm getting in California? Woo! I'm on a fucking floating craft out in the middle of the ocean, talking to water people. The problem with treating everybody as if it's you living another life is you want to fucking smack yourself. Half the people you meet, you just want to fucking smack them. We live in the weirdest time ever. I mean, it's the most awesome time ever, but it's the weirdest time ever too. We're like that close to President Trump. No, boo. You boo, but you won't vote, you fucks. Bernie Sanders people are like, yo, Bernie's the shit. Did you vote for him? Voting ain't real, bro. Doesn't even work, dude. We are that close to President Trump. Bill Cosby's a rapist and Bruce Jenner's a chick. We're in an episode of Lost. Down is up and up is down. This is the type of world you get when you give kids participation trophies for getting their ass kicked in soccer games. This is the world we get. We get a goddamn nerfed up world filled with nonsense. Nobody wants to be president. Nobody. I hope Hillary wins. That way we can realize chicks can't do that fucking job either. It's a stupid job. It's a stupid job invented back when people used to write with feathers. It's dumb. It's just some old schooly shit that we need to get rid of. It doesn't make any sense. Being president is great if there's like 50 people. There's 50 people, you can figure out which one's the best. 300 million people? I have 3 kids, I don't know where the fuck they are right now. How's this one dude in charge of 300 million people? It's nonsense. It's so old and stupid. They make this guy sleep in this fucking White House. If Trump wins, you know his house is cooler than the White House. It's like, I'm not sleeping in that shitty ass stupid house. Trump's probably got like a tube at home that he opens up and a Chinese girl just pops out of it and sucks his dick and then goes right back in. That's what I would do. kind of money. We're down to assholes. Where's Elon Musk when you need him? Where's the fucking geniuses? Where's Mark Cuban? No, we got an old lady trying to get back at her husband for a blowjob he got in the 90s. We got an old man who hates money. We got a reality TV star with a plastic set of hair. You can't have a president with the environmental concerns when every time this motherfucker does his hair, we lose a foot of ozone layer and a polar bear bursts into flames. He's got like a closet full of Aquanet at home. You can't pretend you don't give a fuck when you have that thing going on, dude. Stop that. The White House got broken into while Obama was in office. The first time in over 100 years that someone broke into the White House. Also, the first time a girl was guarding the front door by herself.
What are you trying to say? That women can't do everything men can do?
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. So that seems sexist, right? People say you're sexist. No, it's not sexist. Here's why it's not sexist. Because men can't even do everything men can do. See? There's no physical equality, folks. That's why we have the Olympics. Because there's people that can do some shit that you and I can't do. One of those things is guarding the fucking White House. I know I can't guard the White House. You know how I know? Because I met Shaquille O'Neal, and his dick is where my face is. That's not equality. That's not white privilege. Listen, if the White House is experiencing a Shaq attack, I'm the wrong dude to save the world. I did Fear Factor with Shaq. If we were holding hands, it'd be like a 6-year-old at the park with his dad. We're barely the same thing. So, do I think women should guard the White House? No, I don't think I should either. It's not sexist to say that women can't do big physical labor things as good as giant men can. But people will tell you it is. Well, I'm not sexist. As a matter of fact, my favorite people are all female. I have a wife and I have 3 daughters. They're my favorite people in the world. But I can beat the fuck out of all of them. Okay? Listen, if they're guarding the door, I'm getting in. I don't mean to sound cocky, but I'm just real confident. I could fuck them up if I had the flu. Okay? Yeah, we're different. We're different. I could beat on my cat too. I'm not proud of it. I just tell you what's up. You want to bet money on me. I'll fuck that cat up. Most likely. Cats are fucking weird like that, man. I was petting my cat once and he bit me. I was like, whoa, we gonna do this? What the fuck are we doing here, bitch? Got a little nervous. Women can do everything men can do. This guy's a piece of shit. We're leaving. Too much information is going in that I don't agree with.
The guy said it was total bullshit. Total bullshit.
How'd that girl get that job? I'll tell you how that girl got that job. Because someone let her have that job. Which means either there were a bunch of guys that were trying to fuck her, or her boss was a chick and she hated her. Either one's possible. Look, if there was a bunch of guys that were trying to fuck her, that makes total sense. If there's one hot girl and she's working with 5 guys in an office, no work's getting done in that office. That office is now just an audition to see which guy gets to fuck her. And each one of those guys will just slowly start to morph to figure out what this girl likes. Man become like an octopus that tries to fit its way through a keyhole. Like, gotta be a fucking wife. There's gotta be a fucking wife. You got this girl's like, I could guard the front door. Oh, you could definitely guard the door. No doubt. No doubt. And over time, if this woman doesn't sleep with one of these men and claim them, over time, these guys will just start morphing. And they'll just start saying ridiculous, preposterous shit.
Like, Debbie wants to guard the front door. Do you have a problem with that? No, I don't. As a matter of fact, I think women are amazing. Plus, I'm vegan.
They will wear patchouli. They will do what the fuck they have to do. Next thing you know, poor fucking Debbie at the front door. Why am I alone? The whole story is so bananas. And it's one of my favorite stories. I'm going to give you the whole story of the break-in the White House with no edits and no comic exaggerations. This is the real story. Because a lot of people think there's some grand conspiracy. There's some cabal of evil geniuses that's pulling the strings on everyone in America. It's most likely that people are just dumb as fuck in all sorts of walks of life. So I'm going to tell you, this is the story. This is the real story about the person who broke into the White House. First of all, people are always worried, the government's checking out my emails, bro. The government's watching us all the time. They pulled this guy over 2 months before he broke in the White House. He had 4 handguns, 2 rifles, and a machete with him. They didn't even watch him. He had a map. On the map was Washington, and it had an X where the White House is. They're like, you're good to go. They let him go! 2 months later, this motherfucker broke into the White House. And why did he break into the White House? Why do you break in the White House ever? Because you want to die. That's like a suicide run. That's the only reason why someone runs toward the White House. If you had to ask someone, like, what kind of security do you think they have at the White House? Oh, dude. They got snipers on every corner. They got lasers on the grass. If you get too far, they open up the door, you drop right into jail. No? Turns out they don't even have a dog. They just fucking run. The guy who made it into the White House, he had 800 rounds of ammunition in his car. Left out there, took a knife. That's the guy who wants to die! He's just sitting in his fucking car going, fuck the government, and fuck my ex-wife, and fuck everybody! I'm gonna do this! Fuck you! Oh my God, I'm doing it! Oh my God, I'm doing it! Thinking with every step, this is gonna be the last step of my life. No, this is gonna be the last step of my life. Oh, this. He gets to the front door. It's unlocked! He opens it, there's a girl there by herself! Smacks her to the ground! It just starts running through the hall! Ah! He's probably going, why am I alive? He's probably thinking, he was inside for minutes running around. He got tackled by an off-duty officer. He's probably thinking, I wanted to die. I don't want to go to fucking jail. Will somebody please shoot me? Then he's probably pissed, like, where are my tax dollars going? What kind of security are you fucking people running in this place? Imagine when Obama found out a girl was guarding him. He's probably like, everybody. Not that much diversity. What are we playing? Fucking fairy tale games here? Obama's got a hard job because he's the first president that's ever been around while Google was here. You know, he can Google his own name. If he gets crazy in the middle of the night, right? So let me see what the people have to say. Just Obama is none of those fucking things. Freaking out. Shit. Probably thinking, why the fuck did I do this? I think the guy who broke into the White House and Obama probably have a lot in common. In that they went for it, but they probably never really thought they were getting in there. You can't quit once you're the president. Like the moment Obama actually got into office, like, good morning, Mr. President, probably like, oh no.
I do this for? I didn't think I was actually gonna get in. I can't sleep, freaking out. Everybody wants to kill me. Who the fuck is guarding me? Looks out in the hallway, there's a girl taking selfies. That'd be the greatest selfie of all time. Girl with her ass out, duck lips, in the background, dudes breaking in the White House. That's a you know I'm not making this up. We've all seen this. This is recognizable. And they do. So pigeon toad's a good move because you can't get away that good. You just like there's something wrong with your back. That's a recognizable pose. When did that start? Because if you look at the original pictures back when people first invented pictures, everybody just stood there looking hungry. Like if you saw a photo from the 1800s in the background, a girl was going, she's a fucking time traveler! Nobody knew that move back then. Somebody had to see their face. Oh, people like that. They like when I do it. Combo. Two-hole combo attractor. It's all over online. It gets you a lot of likes. I saw a gal on Instagram. She has 8 million followers. All she does is take pictures of her ass. That's it. She's got a winning formula. She sticks with it. No witty memes. There's no inspirational quotes. Just a lot of this. Just a lot of different ways. Just like. And she's just a regular girl, man. And I'm watching this. I'm like, this is a different kind of person. She has 8 million people that have no idea what her voice sounds like. She doesn't have a job that they like. She doesn't have an occupation that they follow. She's just staring at her ass. This is a new kind of human. There's never been a person psychologically that's had to navigate those kind of waters. If you really stop and think about it, science should really step in and start looking at this. Don't go to South America to study some new frog that nobody gives a fuck about. There's a girl in Florida with 8 million people staring at her ass. How does this girl keep a relationship? What is her day like? How many dick pics does she get sent? How many dick pics does that girl receive on a daily basis? Is it like the national debt counter was just fucking spinning out of control constantly? I bet if she turns on the notifications, her phone just starts screaming and runs away from her. I bet if she deletes all the dick pics from her phone, it would be physically lighter. This is a new kind of person. We really have to understand there's never been a person like this before. And she's just a person. Like that kind of influence, that kind of attractant, that's a very strong drug to have in the hands of just a girl. And as a guy who has daughters, I just think of that like, wow, it's kind of fucking, that's weird. Because this girl has 8 million people staring at her ass. 8 million creeps and weirdos and perverts objectifying her. I mean, I follow her, but I'm not like those other assholes. I'm different. I care. I care about who she is. I'm a nice person. I'm a hero or something. Different, those other guys are assholes. Men are noble. Men are noble and true. If we get to come. If men don't get to come, we get real Smeagol-like real quick. Just a few months of no dates and Mrs. is so disappointed with all the men's Mrs. meets. Mrs. is so embarrassed at how other men talks to you. Everyone wants to set themselves up as being the noble one. Everybody wants to be Matthew McConaughey to save the world on a rocket ship. There's people that are signing up to go to Mars. Do you know about this? There's a mission to Mars, a manned mission to Mars, where 200,000 people have signed up to be amongst the 4 people to die on Mars. They're gonna take a one-way trip to Mars. That's some sad shit for a bunch of reasons. First of all, it's some sad shit because that's 200,000 people that don't have any real friends. Right? If it's someone you love, your real friend, if one of my friends is gonna move to Florida, I'll be like, bitch, where the fuck are you going? You gotta go to Florida? We can't hang out if you go to Florida. Why the fuck are you moving to Florida, man? But you might be able to deal with it. We could just visit each other every now and then. But if your friend was gonna move to Mars, you'd be like, oh, really? Get in the fucking car! Just get in the car, dude! Take him out to Death Valley. Look around! Sucks, right? Mars sucks worse. Get back in the car, stupid! Jesus Christ. There's places in America you can't live, man. You don't want to live in Detroit. Why the fuck are you talking about moving to Mars? People really consider moving to Mars. It's one of the dumbest ideas ever. But if you say that, people eco-bro you. You ever been eco-broed? Because people will find an opportunity to virtue signal over you, as Michael Shermer likes to point out. You like puff their chest out and say that they're like probably better than you. Hey dude, seriously? You think there's something wrong with going to Mars? Well, I don't know if you paid attention, man. We maybe should colonize Mars because California's almost out of water. They'll nod like, yeah, bitch. We're right next to the ocean. The fuck are you talking about? Look at all that water. You fly over it. It takes a day. The world's blue. It's more water than it is not water. We have a salt problem. We don't have a water problem. Suck the salt out of the water. We got a goddamn party. Instead of pissing and moaning. Too complicated, bro. We got to go to Neptune. Oh my God. Fucking crazy. We're a crazy race filled with crazy people. We're like a dude with a dirty house. Like, man, I gotta build a new house. No, you gotta stop shitting in your kitchen. Stop piling up newspapers you're never gonna read in front of your bathroom, you fuck. We're crazy. One-way trip to Mars. A one-way trip in coach with 3 other people so fucking stupid they're willing to die on Mars with you. Great. What great conversation you're gonna have. It's nonsense, folks. My friend was like, they're not gonna die on Mars, man. People are smart enough to figure out how to get to Mars. They're smart enough to figure out how to get back. Here's why that doesn't make any sense. People smart enough to get to Mars aren't going. See, that's the dirty secret about rocket travel, ladies and gentlemen. Nobody smart enough to make a rocket ever gets in one of those fucking things. No! No, they look at each other right before the launch and they go... They talk German and they get behind giant fucking concrete bunkers. They talk some square-jawed, corn-fed dude from the middle of the country, tuck a Bible under that dude's arm and strap him into that giant metal dick and shoot it off into the heavens. That's what we do. And that is what that is. That is a metal dick. It's a robot dick and we're trying to fuck the sky. We are literally trying to cum people out of the tip of a metal dick onto other planets. Our ultimate goal is that we get those planets pregnant and they're too filled up with people and then they gotta make a new metal dick. Bro, we gotta go to Jupiter. And they make another one. They shoot that fucking thing and they fill Jupiter up. We just keep filling the cosmos up with people. And we never evolve, and we never change. We stay perfect like we are right now. Who's in?
You're gonna all come with me. We're gonna leave here right now and go to the Church of Scientology right down the street. It's all gonna make sense when you find out that you are an eternal being that created reality so that you can enjoy it. I watched that HBO documentary a couple too many times. I went clear, I think. I think I'm clear. I'm back. I'm back now. If you haven't seen... I had to watch Going Clear, a Scientology documentary, because I have a neighbor who's a Scientologist, and I don't even think he's gay. I don't know what the fuck's going on. But he sleeps really close to me. You know, like, my bed's here, this fucking dude's bed's like over there. His house is, I mean, if you take away the walls, he's fucking right there. So, like, what does this crazy fuck believe? And Scientology is a wonderful religion. Not just because it was written by a science fiction author who wrote more fake shit than anyone that's ever walked the face of the earth. And not by a small amount. This dude never made a second draft in his fucking life. Everything was one draft of nonsense. And he wrote more of it than anybody. Not in his neighborhood, not in his state, not in a year, not in a decade. More than anyone that's ever lived, ever. And Scientologists are like, I don't see any red flags. I think we're good. I think this is legit as fuck. Scientology is a good religion. It's because other religions get to make fun of them. It's like, it's the one religion that even the Mormons are like, bitch, you believe what? What? Hold on. I mean, at least we don't have video of Joseph Smith. There's some fucking shitty black and white footage of L. Ron Hubbard with a captain's outfit on. You want to explain that? Why does he have all those awards on? Why is Tom Cruise wearing a gold medal the size of a dinner plate? What the fuck is going on with you people? I watched it with my mom, and it was first of all, Scientology, they don't pay taxes. That's disturbing. They're tax-free, which means they're a recognized religion by the government of the United States, which means the government of the United States had to go over what they believe and went, everything seems in order. None of this shit seems like a cult. Well, what the fuck is a cult? What's a religion? So I had to look it up. Turns out I don't know who wrote this, but it's a perfect definition. A cult is bullshit. It's created by one person. That person knows it's bullshit. In a religion, that dude's dead. So, it's a religion. Because L. Ron Hubbard's dead. So I guess they got it on a loophole. I watched it with my mom, and my mom was like, I can't believe anybody would fall for that. You made me go to Catholic school. What the fuck are you talking about? There was a child molester dressed like a sorcerer sitting on a golden throne, and you made me call him father. Slow your roll, lady. Imagine if I talked to my mom like that. Oh my God. Jokes, folks, just jokes. I don't have a problem with people being religious because I just think life itself is too open-ended. It's too confusing. And I think we're evolving. And part of our struggle in evolving is these unanswered questions. We want to seek these answers, but in the meanwhile, they just give you so much anxiety and it fucks with you so much. There's nothing wrong with joining a cult. I think you gotta just join a nice, friendly one. Like, the Mormons are a good cult. Here's why. They don't get mad at anybody. Like, they never kill anybody. Like, here's a perfect example. Matt Stone and Trey Parker, the guys who created South Park, they made a hilarious musical called The Book of Mormon. It's fantastic. If you haven't seen it, it's so fucking hilarious. But it's also brutal. Brutal about the Mormons. You know what the Mormons did? They went to see it, and they took out a full-page ad in the playbill that said, if you enjoy this musical and you want to find out more about being a Mormon, please visit our website. They just took it right on the chin like champs. They didn't get mad. They didn't get defensive. They didn't kill anybody. That's a good cult.
They just said, what do you want to do? We got 9 wives. Shut the fuck up. And everybody just chilled. Just chill. That's a good religion. It's a good cult. Some cults aren't that good. They get fucking testy. You know the one. You don't have to say, you know what I'm talking about. There's that one that'll kill you if you draw their guy. Come on, man. I can't even draw your dude. What if I draw a dude drawing your dude? No loopholes! Fucking relax, bro. And this isn't just like theoretical. People have died because they made cartoons. Before the most recent Paris attacks, there was a magazine called Charlie Hebdo, and they were attacked where 11 cartoonists were killed. 11 more were wounded, and they killed a cop too. Fucking crazy, over cartoons. And when there's radical, crazy people in the world, what's interesting is the reaction to radical, crazy people, and how everything just sort of kind of balances itself out when things get weird. Because when these people got killed over a cartoon, the whole world was in shock. The whole world was outraged. But one of the scariest things about it was nobody wanted to print those pictures. You couldn't see them in the LA Times. You couldn't find them in Time Magazine. You had to go online and find them. It was a dark moment for free speech because everybody's like, oh, I don't want to get killed. I don't want to show the pictures. It was weird until the balance. Because after they got killed and nobody wanted to print the pictures, word got back to Texas, where they promptly held a Draw Muhammad contest in Garland, Texas. I'm not making a word of this up. You can Google it and I'll wait. They had a Draw Muhammad contest in Garland, Texas. 2 dudes showed up, started shooting at the building. They were killed almost instantly. Why? Because they were on a Draw Muhammad contest in Texas. How obvious does a trap have to be before you start getting suspicious? What are you, living in a Wile E. Coyote cartoon, motherfucker? You ever go to Texas? That's not Santa Monica, bitch. That's a totally different kind of white people. Those are some Wild West people that have computers and modern guns. They're not supposed to be there. People didn't evolve in Texas. It's not like they were monkeys and then they became people and they stayed in that spot. No, they landed on boats on the East Coast. The stubborn ones stayed. The smart ones made it to California. But along the way, we lost a bunch of people. And some of them just stuck around while y'all go ahead. We're going to hang back here. I'm going to draw the biggest dick the world's ever seen in the sand. My wife's got the biggest titties. I'm going to try to fuck a snake. I think it can be done. They just stayed. They just gathered cattle, stockpiled ammo, and they all talk alike. And that's why you got to be nervous. You gotta be nervous of places with accents, okay? And so one of the reasons why I can prove that California is the best spot to live. So all the spots that suck, they all have to sound like each other. Because I grew up in a place like that. I grew up in Boston. It's not that the people in Boston sucks, but the weather sucks. It's fucking horrible. And in the winter, everybody gets in their car in the morning and just goes, fuck, 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 fuck. And everybody's worried about it. It's the real possibility you might starve to death one day. You might freeze trying to walk home. So they all talk in the same way. Oh my God, how many more months of summer? When is this fucking winter gonna be over? We need more firewood. Yeah. They have to sound like the people around them. So if other people invade, like, we stick together. We're all in this together. That's how they are in Texas, too. Like, yeah, y'all ain't from around here, are you? They have a fucking certain way of talking, which is proof positive why California's the best spot. Try making fun of a California accent. What are you gonna do? Speak clear and concise? What are you gonna do? You're gonna mock us? You're gonna
say some shit that everybody understands? They're not supposed to be in Texas, folks. It's not even a state. It's a republic. They're like, man, we ain't so sure about this whole United States thing. We'll hang back. Hang back, see how this plays out. They don't have any rules. They have like 3 pages of rule books. Here's how I know this. I'm going to tell you a fact about Texas that'll change the way you think about Texas. There are more tigers in captivity in Texas in private collections than there are in all of the wild of the world. I'm going to repeat it because I know you're like, oh, the Fear Factor guy's just making shit up to make his jokes work. No, there's more tigers in dudes' yards in Texas than the rest of the fucking planet. How is that possible? Because they can. Because they went through the rule book. Don't say shit about tigers. Order it up, dude. Order it up, dude. One guy got a tiger and his neighbor's like, shit, I didn't know we'd get tigers. And he got 2 tigers. And the first guy was like, I ain't about to let this faggot out tigering. And he opened up Tiger World with his oil money. We're gonna need those people, folks, if the Russians invade. We can't make fucking warrior babies with those chicks in Marin County with fake asses and rubber lips, okay? We're gonna need some real warrior genes. We're gonna need some women who wear non-ironic Daisy Dukes. They got cowboy boots with no socks and stinky feet, and they yell out, Chris Kyle, rest in peace, when you make them come. We need those women. Russians come, we gotta be ready. Think about the children. Think about the children while I get a sip. This is super important, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of people are sleeping on the... Imagine if I had real points. Jesus Christ. I love you fuckers too, man. So excited to be here. I have kids and I lie to them. I get high around them too. People say you shouldn't do that, but they don't see it. They say you shouldn't be intoxicated around your children. Well, I'm not. I'm high. I call it elevated. It's a different thing. The people who have a problem with that, they don't understand what getting high is. Like, they think you're gonna be like to your kid, like, who are you? What do you think? What's the worst thing that can happen if I'm a little high around my kid? They're gonna get extra hugs, and daddy's gonna be paranoid about objects. And, oh, look out. Don't go there. That's it. Plus, I have cool conversations. I have a 6-year-old daughter, man. There's not a lot a 48-year-old man, a 6-year-old girl have in common, other than the fact she's my daughter. And so our conversations are normally pretty boring. But when I'm high, I'm like, you call that thing your baby, your doll? You call it your baby, but you know it's not a baby, right? Yeah, I know it's not a baby. Do you call it a baby because you're the youngest and you like having someone who is responsible for you? Maybe. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Give me a hug. I love you. It's weird, man. It's weird raising little people. There's some things that I didn't expect. One of the things I didn't expect is you have to lie to them. But you don't have to lie to them about a lot of things, but you have to lie to them about Santa Claus. It's just one of those things, man, because it's like a community. You have to think about what your kid's going to tell other kids. Because when it comes to Santa Claus, you don't want your kid to be one of 2 things. You don't want your kid to be the first kid that tells everyone that Santa Claus is bullshit, because that kid's an asshole. But you don't want your kid to be the last kid that figures out that Santa Claus is bullshit, because that kid's a moron. So you got a little bit of, you're like, oh no, when do we do this? When do we do this? And no one knows when to do it. You just let the kids figure it out. And then they're like, Dad, what the fuck? Like, oh, I missed the boat. I missed the boat. Nobody knows when to do it. Nobody can be honest about it. They have little meetings and shit. And I'm like, when do we tell them? This lady goes, when they're 11. They're going to be fucking by then. I told her it was funny. She didn't believe me. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm off by a year. That's not as funny, but I didn't mean it. But it's this thing. They want to keep the kids in the dark. And they want to pretend they're the only one that's teaching the kid. It's a weird thing that people do. They're like, I teach my kids, man. I teach my kids. When you see them. But unless you're some freak who homeschools your children in the forest, your kid's going to go to school. And they're going to go to school and they're going to be in a class of 50 other kids and the teacher only makes $20 a year and she's thinking about dick. That's all she's thinking about. She's thinking about getting stuffed. She's a young, fertile woman who loves kids. And she's writing on that chalkboard and the kids all huddle up and share information. Like, yeah, what'd your dad tell you? Your dad tell you that? Yeah? My dad says Santa Claus is fucking bullshit. Okay? You ever go near a chimney? It's that big. What the fuck? Teacher's coming. Play with blocks. Act stupid. How does this work? They play dumb. They play dumb. They're like little prisoners trying to figure their way out. They make little paper mache heads and pretend they're napping. They're little humans. They want to run shit, and they're trying to, well, who are these people telling us what to do? Are they being straight with us, man? What the fuck is going on? I knew the day my daughter knew that Santa Claus is bullshit. She came home, stared me down. She's like mad dogging me. She took her book bag, just goes, walked right up to the chimney, looking at me. How the fuck? Dad, have you ever met Santa Claus? No, honey, I've never met him. But you let him in the house. And this is a moment where a 7-year-old has you at checkmate. You're like, oh shit. I don't know whether to high-five her or to keep lying. You know, you want to go, yeah, you got me, you got me, you got me, that's bullshit. No, the Big Bang's real, but this is bullshit. Big Bang sounds even less real. The problem is, you have to be consistent. If you're teaching your kids nonsense, you got to teach them only nonsense. You can't mix nonsense in with, like, real stuff. Like, my daughter will go like, how do birds fly? I go, birds have bones that are hollow. So they're really light. Then they have feathers, which cover a large surface area. And they use the hollow bones and the feathers to push down on the air. So the air looks like it's nothing, right? But it's actually a bunch of gases. That's why the trees move when the wind blows. And the birds can manipulate that and go through 3D space. Yeah, nature is crazy. Yeah. How does a fat man get through the little hole? Magic! Christmas magic! Now go to bed, I'm trying to fuck your mom! Go to bed! Jokes, folks, just jokes. Can't talk like that, that's how you make strippers. Gotta be nice. They're little tiny people, they're adorable, they don't know anything yet. You gotta teach them everything. Can't talk mean. Kids are a lot like really fucking stupid people. In that, if you get 10 really stupid people in a room, the most confident one just starts running shit. They don't have to have any more information. They just have to be more confident. If you get a bunch of dummies together like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. I fucking do. I fucking do. That guy doesn't have to have any extra data. He just has to be the only one that's confident. And that's what it's like in school. My daughter's class is this fucking kid named Debbie.
Every day it's Debbie says. Oh, fucking Debbie says. Debbie says what? You don't think about that before you have kids. Not only are you gonna have kids, but your kids are gonna make friends, and then you have to make friends with the fucking parents of your kids. And some of them are crazy. My daughter's like, Debbie says Adam and Eve are the only two people in the world, and all people came from them. Is that true? This is weird. Like, you don't know what to do, right? You want to be diplomatic. You don't want to cause problems at school. But you got to be honest. And one of the most difficult things to say to a kid is, I don't know. I'm like, sweetie, I don't know. I don't know if Adam and Eve is where people came from. But nobody knows. Because no one from today is alive back then. So it's not something you can measure. So it's not something you can see. So we don't know. But here's what we do know. You know, some people have big ears, and some people have little ears. Yeah. Well, some people have brains that are made out of dog shit, and they get horny too. And what happens is they have to find someone even dumber than them to have sex with. It's like the opposite of evolution. And then they have a kid, and their kid is fucked. Their kid is fucked. And everybody wants to pretend it's a level playing field. There's no level anywhere you look. Is an eagle and a salmon level? Does a salmon ever get to eat the eagle? No, the universe does not want even. It wants conflict and resolution and constant improvement. Okay? I'm gonna shut this light out. I'm gonna go fuck your mom right in the mouth. Alright? I don't say these things. I don't say any of these things. I was like, I don't know, maybe Debbie's right. Doesn't make sense to me. How would that work? How would that work? It wouldn't work, would it? Adam and Eve are the only two people, they have kids, and then where do all the other people come from? I guess the kids just start fucking each other? Is that what happens? Mom fucks the kids, or they... Yeah, exactly. Debbie's parents, they're at my house, man, for a cookout, and the dude told me the Earth's 10,000 years old. They're young Earth Christians. They're sweet people, by the way. Before I shit on them, I'm gonna shit on them. But before I shit on them, they're sweet. They're really nice people. I hug them every time I see them. They're really kind, nice people. But they just found a part of their brain, they're like, I have no use for this. Shut that whole logic, discerning, reason part. This fucking thing's confusing. They're young Earth Christians, which means they follow the strictest interpretation of the Bible possible. I'm like, well, how many people believe the Earth is less than 10,000 years old? I looked it up. There's a recent Gallup poll that said that 46% of America believes the Earth is less than 10,000 years old. Here's why you shouldn't be scared. They can only measure people dumb enough to answer polls. And when you factor that in, you're talking about a really small number. Because you know what the average response is if you call people up and say, how old's the Earth? Number one answer is, older than your mother's pussy. And then they hang up. Number two answer is, fuck you. After that, you start throwing numbers around. And only 46% of those dummies were stupid enough to think the Earth is 10,000 years old. That's Debbie's fucking parents. So out of the people that answer polls, is it even 1%? It might be 1%. Only 46% are that fucking stupid. And that's the 1% we should really be worried about. We're worried about the wrong 1%. Not that we shouldn't be worried about the really rich, greedy people. We definitely should. We should definitely be worried about bankers and people who, they just stockpiling resources. They could help the world in some really, like, impossible ways for anybody else, but they don't. They'd rather just pile up their gold. Yeah, that 1%'s awful. But there's another 1% that freaks me the fuck out that no one's talking about. That's the 1% who leave comments on YouTube videos. Who the fuck are those freaks? Could you imagine people talking to each other like that in real life and not beating the shit out of each other? I mean, if Jesus Christ himself came back from the dead and had a YouTube page, the first comment would be, you ain't shit without your dad, pussy. These are monsters. This is not a normal person's response. Normal people don't leave comments. What a normal person does, they watch a video, they like it or they don't like it. That's it. It ends right there. But what you're dealing with is the process of racism and child abuse and neglect and shitty genes and the insane clown posse's playing. They know all the words and they're wafting up their farts and their cheese doodle fingers and like an open letter to Jennifer Lopez. Let me pause, just jerk off in my shirt real quick here. Dear Jennifer, don't you think it's about time you dress a little more classy? What are your children gonna see when they see this fucking thing of the meanest, most biting shit that's gonna cut it? As if Jennifer Lopez has time in between eating diamonds and fucking all her background dancers in a castle that she built with her ass. Like, you know, let me check the YouTube comments to see if my self-esteem's on point. Oh! You know who's dumber than them? Me, because I read their shit and I get mad. I know they're stupid. I still get upset. Fuck! This is the world, folks. This is the world we're living in. Are we happy? I'm not sure. Is this what we wanted? I don't know. No! Are you sure? Why are you doing this? What is this? What are you doing? Are you fighting for freedom? What's happening? Are you White Panthers? What is this?
Life sucks.
What are you saying?
Life can kind of suck sometimes.
Life can kind of suck? Maybe it's how you're living it, bitch. Life can kind of suck. It's the greatest time ever to be alive. Yeah, I'd rather live in the old days so you could die from crabs. It doesn't get any better than today, man. So stupid. Make America great again. This is as good as it's ever been. What the fuck are you saying? We have 4G everywhere. When has it been better? We have Netflix. When has it been better? Come on, man. Stop. It's never been better. This is as good as it's ever been. It's just weird. It's just weird. You gotta get your shit together, bitch. Don't blame the world. God damn it. Damn it, man. And listen, if you've seen any of this show, and you said, I think some of the stuff you're saying is really funny, but I sense a lot of, like, macho posturing from you. I sense a lot of, like, bullshit, tough guy stuff. You're totally correct. And what it is I live with all women, okay? And I'm becoming more of a bitch every day of my life. And I just want to say, I'm not unhappy. I've never been more happy in my life. This is the happiest I've ever been. But when you're with all girls, like you have all girls all the time, you have to make like little compromises. You don't think about it while it's happening. It's like the rock doesn't think about the water carving a path through it. But eventually, that fucking path is gonna get deep. And when you're with all people that are different than you, they just go, They just start looking at you like little raptors testing the fence. Like, They start poking at you. It's what people do. It's natural. It's just what people do. If you live with people that are all on AT&T and you're on Verizon, they're like, dude, look at my bars. Make the switch. Come on over. What are you, a fucking Democrat? Dude, libertarian's where it's at. Wake up. Join us. And when you're with all girls, they constantly fuck with my manhood. It's like, I'll come home and some new thing is painted pink. I'm like, why is this pink? It looks better pink, Daddy. It looks better pink, Daddy. My wife's like, I think they're right. I'm like, I see what the fuck is going on here. It's mutiny. They just chip away. It's like if my manhood was a mountain of marbles. Every day, they steal 2. They just walk up to my stack. You can't say shit. You can't say shit because it's only 2 marbles. And you're like, I still got all these marbles. Everything's gonna be okay. I'll deal with this eventually. You're not gonna deal with it. Every day, 2 more marbles. You never get those marbles back. You see it coming. You don't do anything about it. You're like, oh, I gotta go to sleep. All right, everybody stop crying. I gotta go to sleep. And men don't want to admit that. Not me, bro. Not me, bro. I'd rather just live in the woods by myself. What are you, a fucking Coldplay song? Huh? What are you, a character in the book, you piece of shit? No one's honest. No one's honest about how much we need other people. That's why the characters that we adore so much in the movies are the people that don't need people. The people that just walk away from it all, like, wow, what a rebel. But in real life, we need people so bad that the worst shit you can do to a prisoner is put them in solitary confinement. Think about that. You're in a cement box filled with rapists and murderers. And the worst shit they can do is leave you alone. We're fucking weird. We are weird. Because what we are really is we're some weird superorganism that like needs each other in some sort of strange way. But we're all in denial. I'm kind of a loner. Let's shut the fuck up. There's no such thing. It's not real. But every person in this room, me included, all of us, we are all a calculation. We're all an ongoing, on-running calculation of all the interactions you've ever had with all the people you've ever met. And you do a bunch of things that people like, you start doing more of that. You're like, I'll do more of that. You find things that people don't like, you're like, oh, I'll keep that shit to myself. I don't like that feeling. That's what we do. That's what we do. It's weird, we don't want to admit it, but that's who we all are. And I'm just telling you this because I've never been more of a bitch. Right now, I have slowly but surely bent until I'm in this position. This is how I'm riding out my days, just like this. Okay. But I'm also telling you right now that I'm not going out like Bruce Jenner. That's right, politically correct San Francisco. Here's my take on this Bruce Jenner thing. And, you know, everybody has their own. Not really. This is what everybody's take is. This is the take that you're supposed to have. He's always been a woman trapped in a man's body. Maybe. Definitely maybe. Definitely people are like that. Definitely there are people who were born in the wrong gender. And am I saying they should stay their gender? No, who gives a fuck? You should do whatever you want to do. You should be happy. You should be free. I don't care what you do. But it's also possible that maybe if you live with crazy bitches long enough, you become one. That's all I'm saying. I don't see this discussed. It is entirely possible. If you put a praying mantis on a leaf, it becomes the color of the leaf. Why? Because it wants to live. It wants to survive. It wants to be accepted by its environment. You show me a man who's lived with the Kardashians for 10 years who didn't come out a chick, and then we'll have some data, okay? Because right now we lost a fucking American Olympian, and I want you to have some respect. We're down Bruce Jenner, and I've got a close eye on Kanye West, and I don't exactly like what I'm seeing. He's a very talented, young, heterosexual man who starts a clothing line. He's clearly jealous about Taylor Swift, and he tweets like a coked-up stripper in the middle of the night. You don't see what I'm saying? We are watching the plot of a fucking Stephen King book play out. An American athletic hero moves in with a woman who's made hundreds of millions of dollars through no way anyone can explain to anyone. He breaks up with her, she turns him into a chick, the whole world tells him he's beautiful. You tell me you don't see what I'm seeing. You have to say she's beautiful. She's beautiful. She's not beautiful, and neither am I. Look, I look like a thumb with two thumbs. She put me in a dress, I'd be even more disgusting. Beauty's unusual. There's a lot of cool shit that isn't beautiful. 60-year-old dudes in skirts are on that list. Jesus fucking Christ! What kind of games are we playing here? Why are you lying to children? That's beautiful. What are my kids gonna think when they see a mountain or a rose? Is that beautiful too, Daddy? Explain. Ah, bam! I can't! The world's gone fucking bananas!
What you're saying is horribly transphobic and incredibly regressive. And you should be embarrassed at what you're doing. You're doing this just to get laughs at someone else's expense.
Maybe! Or maybe Bruce Jenner lived with demons. Maybe they waited by the bed until they knew he was in heavy REM sleep, so they could assume their true form. Climb up and kick off their designer shoes to reveal Black Raven's claws that clutched the edge of the bed and just whispered in his ear. We would like you better if you were one of us. I can't be one of you. I was born a man. Nonsense! Nonsense. You no longer can be held prisoner by the gender of your birth. You're free. Your lips are too thin for the cover of Vanity Fair. Huh? What? Wait. Did you say the cover? Are you fucking with me? You know the cover's always been my dream. It can't be real! It can be real. All dreams can be real through surgery. Sleep. Thank you very much, San Francisco. I had a great fucking time with you savages. Let's take a selfie. Shit. We got it. Putting together one of these fucking specials